It is Friday. RawMikeRichards.com back on the air with you today. Also, Pick-a-Palooza. We've got some specials in to tell you how to shop. Because we know for Christmas, I can speak as a full authority on this. Gets a little confusing out there for men. Especially guys, you know, it might be your, who knows, maybe your first Christmas with being a married man. You know what that was like? Because you go you do way too much. And I can tell you what the number one gift was, certainly for me at that time, that backfired and didn't work the way I thought. That'd be your lingerie.
Okay.
You must come on.
As long as you haven't gone worn sap on some of these.
No.
Man, by the way, look that up. I'm not explaining anything more.
Yeah, just look it up.
I'm not explaining anything more.
Yeah, I always thought, hey, it's a bit of a two-way gift there, right? No, it didn't work that way at all. We got lots of football, as we said, to talk about, including the excitement of last night's game. And if you're a Leaf fan, you get nervous. I mean, we know no Austin Matthews, but there are other players on that team, including Willie Nylander. Mitch Marner, is anyone concerned about the desert of a drought? Could be trouble in the world of roast beef. Also, I think we've got Lewis Black going to pop in and talk about the Maple Leafs. That'd be a first for us. And, of course, as always, the happy endings. That's a hockey thing, just so you know. Well, maybe not. Who knows? It is Friday. RawMikeRichards.com, the DKI studios, ready to get you set off for your weekend and hopefully on a winning way. By the way, we all had different, what is this thing doing now? Don't do it. I'm telling you right now that we were a little late. Computer issues. I don't trust anything here this morning, just so you know.
Okay.
Less than usual.
Wow. I was going to say, that's hard to top, too.
It's all right. Yeah, that's setting the bar really low, just so you know, really low.
Because I come in every morning with about a 30% chance of actually everything going to speed, right? You know, that's the hope, but
we will give you hope for the man shopping for something cool. Now, by the way, so just so I don't destroy her name.
Yeah.
From Scarborough Town Center. She's from the marketing department. Lovely girl.
Yep. Yeah, Sanchia Saha will join us.
Sanchia Saha.
Yes.
Love that name.
She's great, too, and she's here with Iris, who's also part of the marketing department. Scarborough Town Center. That's coming up in about 10 minutes' time, not even. And, man, it's already 10:15, actually, Mike, to tell you the honest truth. Should we maybe bring him out earlier than what
a little early. We'll just go over a couple things that happened last night. Number one, Denver in the all-time horrible game. Which,
next.
Who saw that coming, Dave? Denver, Indy. You'd think, man, I'm going to record this and give it to my son when he's 18.
Never.
No, got to be on. And I got to tell you, Indy, rumor has it that you gave up a running touchdown to Brock Osweiler. You let him score on the ground? Now, granted, he's 8'2", and if he just sort of falls over,
he should gain a couple yards.
That's 5 yards right there. But if you're the defensive coordinator in Indy and going, do I have this right?
No.
He ran on us?
He did.
That's just, look.
There's not much to talk about in this game, but I do have one thing.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say this. For the Broncos, they're probably a real quarterback and maybe one other offensive player away. Their defense is probably going to be they're not a disaster. Indy's a disaster.
Indy's a disaster, yeah.
And even Andrew Luck comes back, I just don't know what your record's going to look like. Denver's probably not that far.
Yeah.
Probably.
Speaking of Andrew Luck, if you get a chance, and you should, follow Captain Andrew Luck on Twitter. It's CAPT Andrew Luck. Here's a tweet that got a gazillion retweets yesterday from Captain Andrew Luck.
Okay.
Dearest mother, I once again have awful news. Our camp, along with the unit's spirits, were trampled by the Denver Horsemen. It seemed early on we'd best these men from the land of no air, but our lines broke. We shall collect ourselves and move forward. I love you, Andrew. You're supposed to speak in an
Yes.
English term
Yes.
because he.
So it's the turn of the century.
Yes.
Military captain.
That's exactly it,
Yeah.
and that's the picture of it on
That's
actual.
hilarious.
It is.
That's hilarious.
And Andrew Luck tweets out why the Colts lost game after game after game. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. It really
That's
is
awesome.
very creative.
What is it? What is the handle again?
At Capt, so it's CAPT.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck. It's awesome. It's an awesome follow.
Okay, so if we're going full on
He always writes his mother.
lunacy, yeah, of
Yes.
course you'd write, dear mother.
Dear mother.
Okay, here's one that goes out to the Giants fans who, I'm telling you, I mean, in the world of you don't get it. Let's put some Christmas music maybe, but this is Christmassy. The Peyton Manning thing we did 2 weeks ago, where he talked about phoning the Mara family to tell the Giants to not play Eli. See, these are what are called jokes. Like we I think we understand when I put Peyton Manning in quotations that you probably understand, and not really him.
It's not him, yeah.
Let's just show from this is a screen cap from our video page. Roast beef, could you just pick up the microphone? The guy's name's public, so we can say his name. He put it
Sure,
on there. He
absolutely.
actually put this on there. Read the guy's name and the comment under the Peyton visit in the studio.
The name is Daniel J. Parisi,
Uh-huh.
and he said, "That's not Peyton Manning talking."
Ooh.
This just in.
And a slow clap for Mr.
This is-
Parise. Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job. Hey.
Oh.
I wonder,
I'm the water boy.
I wonder if Zach knows his younger brother actually tweets the show.
What are you doing? What is going on in your world? You're a dummy. As in Fred Sanford's, you big dummy. I left 5 of these girls, you big ugly face. Dummy. I'm going to keep putting it out there. Again, it's gone into the thousands, Dave. Thousands have watched this thing.
So to confirm,
Confirm.
that isn't Peyton Manning then?
This just in, not Peyton Manning.
Oh.
All right. But thanks. You make our life when you do that. My God. Toronto Maple Leafs last night. Once again, roast beef. This is not good in your world. No Austin Matthews, but does that mean no offensive output? I think. Is it how many goals in the last 5 games? Is it 9? I think it's like 9 goals. I want to say. So
Yeah, it was 9 in the last 5, and then so after last night, 9 in the last 6.
Hey. Big shout out to Mitch Marner, though, too. I had 2 goals in 33 games.
okay. Now, did you send that out as well to Young Roast Beef?
No, but I will start to. What a bust. Man,
He's a bust now.
what a bust. Mitch Marner. Wow. Should be playing 5th line. Is there a 5th line? No, there isn't.
That
There isn't.
hurts. Yeah. Did you? Roast Beef said he did not watch a lot of the game. Did you see anything?
Oh, I saw 3/4 of the game. You know what the funniest part was? I'll tell you. It's my game's first star, by the way. Shout out to Alex Stalock, who the Leafs traded for last year in that deal with the San Jose Sharks. They bring in the goaltender. They dump him to the minors, treat him like garbage, give him 3 games, not even a chance on the team that, you know, they should have at least looked at him. In my opinion, Alex Stalock is better than Curtis McElhinney, but that's just me. So nothing gives you the big finger. I'm not going to do it. The big finger like Stalock shutting out the team that said, screw off, we're dumping you to the minors. So massive shout out to Stalock for that effort yesterday. 28 saves and the blanking of the team that said, no.
You're not good enough for us.
Exactly.
Revenge.
That's the best way of doing it.
Yeah, revenge.
It's the Alex Stalock Revenge Tour. One stop, Toronto.
I think someone else actually saw the game last night too.
Comedian Lewis Black joins us now in studio. Lewis, not sure if you're on board with my first star, but obviously you have a lot of comments with the Maple Leafs and how poorly they've played as of late.
First of all, I've got a comment about this Nazi music that seems to, be a real German jamboree going on here today. Just so you know, I don't know why they call it the Nazi party. Makes it sound like it's probably a lot more fun than what it was, which reminds me of last night's game. I've seen your show a couple of times. I really love the the little midget kid in the corner who runs the camera with the big head. You know, he's got such an innocent face. He's probably one of those guys that goes into a massage parlor, and when the woman whispers, "Would you like a happy ending?" he thinks it's a popsicle and a video of the Mighty Ducks. But the real problem with the Maple Leafs is apparently they don't have, Dave, enough Mexicans playing on the team. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a general manager and said, you know what your problem is? You got to get more Mexicans on the ice. This is a problem for the Maple Leafs. So, I don't know, maybe go buy a Mucho Burrito or Taco Bell and try to find yourself a new phenom who's coughing up a nice chalupa and a burrito. That's all I got to say. I love you, kid.
Lewis Black, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of off the cuff, though. I wasn't expecting that, Mike.
No.
But big fan of the show, big fan of the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. But you know what? They're a young team. They're going to have a lot of issues. But, you know, to think that it was going to be just as easy as I think a lot of Leaf fans, you know, it's a little bit of that honeymoon period. You're like, look at all the players. Look how great, you know, it's all working out. You know, at some point, you're going to deal with teams that, quite frankly, on a nightly basis, don't give a rat's ass. So if you're Minnesota is one of those teams, Dave, to me, they're always trying to prove that they're one of the big boys, that they belong in the postseason. Because when I take a look at Minnesota, regardless of what they do in the regular season, and look, Doobie playing in goal, and always the longtime, friend of the show and everything else, do you trust them once they get into even, say, a second round? Should they get to a second round?
No.
Because they haven't proven to me that they can put, look, they're in the Western Conference, so for the most part,
it's tough enough, right?
It is tough enough. Because, look, even though St. Louis, although they ruined an awesome parlay last night, I think that when you get to that time of the year, you have a lot of fun playing. Now, Chicago's probably not going to be there this year. But, you've got teams like St. Louis. You're going to have the Kings right now are playing great. And how about, and this is what I find amazing, Vegas.
They beat the Penguins yesterday. Marc-Andre Fleury beat his ex-team.
I know.
That's huge.
So at what point are we saying?
I'm happy for him, though.
I do. I am too. Look, I've always liked the guy's act anyways. He's been through, as I said, that goal that he led in the World Juniors was one of the kinds of moments that, I'm not kidding, at a guy that age, if he doesn't shake it off, he has no career.
That lives forever.
Forever. I mean, I can still see it in my head how that puck went up. He goes. It was.
Patrick Sullivan was the guy that scored the goal because he deflects it off of him, basically.
It's horrible, and yet he's been ripped about not being from time to time great in the playoffs, even though he's won a Stanley Cup,
multiple cups.
Yeah,
yep.
And it's and then so this what he did for the team last year. And he kind of goes through all the tough stuff for them. And at the end of the day, it's like,
you're good.
We'll see you later.
Tag.
Maybe someone will pick you up. And the fact that he went to Vegas, I just have all the love in the world for that guy. So to me,
good for him.
Looking at Las Vegas, this might be one of the crazier. I mean, what is the equivalent expansion story in professional sport? Mets? Like I don't know how far back you've got to go to look at an expansion team. Maybe there is no equivalent.
I don't think there is. I think this is the greatest expansion team in sports. I really do. It's not like you're saying like, oh, there's been so many good expansion. There hasn't, but I mean,
they just beat the Stanley Cup champions.
Yes, and they beat them in game number 30-something.
Yeah.
I could see it,
this
at the beginning of the year.
This is week 2, yeah, exactly.
Or at the end of the season when the Penguins dress half their lineup because they're getting ready for the postseason. But in the middle of a season, they beat the Penguins, and man, good for them.
We're getting closer to smelling halfway.
Yeah,
to a degree, we're getting.
I'm still not buying they're a playoff team though. I'm still not buying it.
That's way too far. But if someone said if the season ended now, and obviously it doesn't, but to this point, what, you saw this coming? Look, there are a lot of people who thought that, because in sport where you like to have a lot of tape, you like to see tendencies, how certain lines play together. Okay, they have none of that. They had none of that. But that wears off, Dave. It's like a pitcher who comes out of nowhere and has a great first half of the season, and then guys sort of pick up on it. It's sophisticated at that level of sport. They see tendencies. They know what they're doing. Okay, we've gone far enough into the season where there's enough tape, where there's enough visual evidence of what they do to stop them if they weren't that good, and they still continue to do it. So where's the coaching? Because you're not looking at that roster going, wow, this is a top 5 team. No one's doing that, but they're still getting it done. The question is, with another 50 some odd games or whatever you're going to have left, where do they end up? And if they do make the playoffs, it is the Western Conference. There are teams in the Western Conference who might basically soil the bed, for 3/4 of the season. And then, like a bunch of years ago, then the LA Kings are an 8th seed.
Yeah. And then, oof,
And then,
there they go.
like
Why?
it's the Western Conference is brutal. Like
It
in
is.
terms of getting in. I mean, if you're a Jets fan, where do you think you are realistically in that top 8? Do you think at the end of or at the beginning of the playoffs? Where are they? 1 to 8.
They're 2 or 3 in the Central Division.
Yeah.
So they won't win the Central, but they'll finish 2 or 3, and then best of luck to all of them
Because then you roll the dice in and throw them on the table.
that's what it is. Because you're playing against a team in Nashville that is knocking on a Stanley Cup last year. You're playing a team against St. Louis that is
St. Louis looks playoff ready already, like they do.
Yeah, exactly. And they got off to the hottest start. They continue to play well. Then you look at a possibility of the Chicago enter the mix as a wild card team, because when first plays 7 or 8, first, second play 7, 8, Chicago maybe jumps back. I mean, there will be 5 teams in the Central Division that make the playoffs, but which 5? That's the tough one.
You're watching rawmikerichards.com, either right from the website, of course, on the dedicated YouTube channel. Remember, today there'll be another E-Blast, the final one going out for our Blade tape giveaway. Apparently, somewhere around 45% of our viewer base, our database, have responded and got their free product. And then there's the strangeness, Dave, and I've never understood this, where some see the free giveaway, they're fans of the show, and they unsubscribe. When we put out an E-Blast, we've only done it twice. We had George Chordoff, the kind of one of the stars of the first season of Designated Survivor. He was in both Goon movies. Awesome guy. We put out an E-Blast. The day after the finale, he's on our show.
Yeah.
A couple of people, even that I knew, unsubscribe. Why?
Really?
What is that? I don't get that.
Wow.
I don't know if they just see something, they go, oh, I don't like that. You're fans of the show. What are you doing?
Aye.
It's free. The shipping is free. A whole bunch of people responded to it. So good for you. This is the last day. So make sure you subscribe to the rawmikerichards.com page, not necessarily the YouTube page, because I've seen that too. Regardless, last day, make sure you get in because it's a fantastic product.
Okay.
Speaking of fantastic products,
Yes.
do you need some help shopping? Is it for a loved one? Is it because I assume there's some good stuff on the table, so it's
there
probably not like the
There's a lot of good stuff on
newspaper
this
kid. He's
table.
not getting something that good.
No.
So from the Scarborough Town Center, from the marketing department,
Yes. Sanchia Saha will join us in 1 minute to discuss, what do you buy that significant other? What do you buy your wife, girlfriend, fiance, maybe somebody that, Russell's, I'm not going to use the word stalking because that's not very nice. We're anti-stalking.
yeah. I've always said that about this show.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it says it on the window, too.
So you need some advice? Let's go to the experts. Sanchia comes up next.
Okay. I love it. Yeah, so nice and clothed.
Yeah.
Yowza. Sorry,
There
it
you
was just
go.
the music. I was getting into the spirit of things, as it is about the spirit of things. And Sanchia joins us from the Scarborough Town Center, part of the marketing department. Is that correct?
Yes, that is.
Oh, you know what? Let me just do that again.
Oh.
Now, where are you the boss?
I'm not the boss. I'm the digital marketing specialist. So I do all of our social media, our e-blast, and really monitoring all the, interactions that we have online.
Well, as men, sometimes we don't have the greatest ideas. We think we have a great gift, and then they open it up, and wives or girlfriends or sisters go, "What planet are you from? Why would you think, this would be the gift from me?" But there are a lot of cool ones, and for some of the stuff I saw you bring in, there's just the names of them, certain guys are going, I got to get me one of those.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to be, so if you're a guy between, well, let's say 25 and 54. I mean, that's kind of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And those are kind of big gaps. But
Yes.
let's say it's the early stages of marriage, which is always where guys blow it the most. They either go too hard. Oh, thanks for lingerie again. Or it's like vacuum cleaner, not good. Don't do that. Don't
no,
do
don't
that.
do that.
No, don't do that.
No.
What do you think the young guy in his 30s and he's thinking for something like, what is he getting? What would you suggest?
Good question. Thank you. Well, I mean, if you're newly married and you're trying to keep up that romance and keep it alive, then I would suggest that the perfect gift for the lady in your life would be a Michael Kors.
Oh, okay. So right
gold.
away, Michael Kors.
Right away.
You're winning there. You win there.
You will win with anything from Michael Kors.
Yes.
But this rose gold watch is actually really spectacular with
that's
its
cool.
diamond encrusted face over here. It's a rose gold tint. So women really love this color right now.
Just show it to that camera right
yeah,
there. That is
absolutely. It's really sparkly. Anything that sparkles will catch her eye.
True.
Yes.
Is rose gold pretty popular? Because you see that a lot lately.
Yeah, rose gold is really popular. It goes with any kind of color scheme, whatever you're wearing, whether you're neutral or colorful. It's that really nice sweet spot between gold and silver with that touch of pink, because what woman doesn't really love pink?
Right.
So
Would you say that's sort of the hot trend right now? Is
I
rose
would
gold?
definitely. This will really, really put you on her nice list and really help you out to get some brownie points and a little extra Christmas love if you're looking for that.
Yes.
And of course, for any woman in your life that you're looking for, if it's not your wife or a girlfriend, it could be your mom as well.
Oh, so this is a Russell gift.
I mean,
Ouch.
Russell, your mom will really love Chanel.
There you
Any
go, yeah.
woman will really love Chanel. But a classic number 5
Oh,
perfume.
Chanel number 5.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
Let's play a little festive. Oh,
Festive music underneath.
There we
okay.
go. There's a
Yep.
little Christmas music for us.
Absolutely.
So if you go to, when you're looking at in terms of pricing and so on, because guys don't know how much perfume costs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to spend a lot? Like, is that an expensive Chanel number 5?
It's going to last her many years. So she is going to love this gift, have a lot of use out of it. And you're looking at, because it's a classic scent
Yeah.
that is perfect for any woman, you're looking at about $100.
I was going to say $100, but that's lasting years, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
It's
yeah.
a gift that keeps on giving, really. For another really special item that women will love.
Okay,
as well
this
as-
is very cool.
This
Yes.
is very cool.
Yeah.
You might get some use out of it as well as the lady in your life.
What the heck is that?
This is a pocket drone specifically from DJI. It's a zero-touch drone. And what it does is it's controlled by your phone. So you get really amazing HD video and HD pictures.
You're
So
kidding me.
it's the perfect selfie
So
camera.
the thing will float.
Exactly.
And then you sit there and you do your pose and
Yeah, and you can control it right from your phone
From
by
your phone.
downloading an app that
Yeah.
will control this, and you get really, really great photography, so you can take it on trips. Women love taking selfies, so it's going to be perfect for her because she doesn't have to hold the camera. She can control it right from her phone and just click away.
wow.
That's crazy. Now, who makes that again?
This is from Zero Touch.
Zero
it's
Touch.
Adobe Pocket Drone, and you can find this specifically at DJI, which is our pop-up in the shopping center.
It's a pop-up in
Scarborough
the
Town
It's
Center.
a,
Yep.
at Scarborough Town Center. It is a pop-up, one of a kind. You'll never find that anywhere else because they predominantly sell online. So you can go in,
Cool.
touch the items,
Yeah.
get a feel for it. It's really,
They
really
might
awesome.
even have something set up for you to test it too, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Yes, they do
Yeah.
allow you to test it out, see what the usage is like, and it's really just great
You know,
for
the-
anyone.
Considering I've been around before there was a Scarborough Town Center, and then when it popped up, being from Stouffville, Ontario, like, what do you mean? You mean the stores is inside, attached? I mean, it was just crazy. It was so exciting. The biggest thing, though, that is to me changed about a lot of malls, but specifically the Scarborough Town Center, is your food choices. I mean, in the day, you had we were 5 or 6, and it was going to be a lot of hamburger places, and it was going to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it was going to be that is just the tip of the iceberg now, because there's actually some higher end places in there now.
We have 33 dining options now,
Wow.
so it's come a long way. We recently opened Quan Dim Sum, which is a really amazing dim sum and Chinese restaurant inside the mall where you can get a lot of Cantonese dishes. It's perfect for families. It's perfect, as you can tell from our video, really for date nights as well. So if you're looking for a shared experience for the holidays, why not gift her with a date night?
Could a guy like Russell take his mom there?
A guy like Russell could definitely take his mom there, and she would appreciate that very much.
We should tell everybody on social media. You can follow Scarborough Town Center at shop STC, and there's a promotion going on right now. Use the hashtag Meet the Magic. STC takes selfies and a chance to win a $500 gift certificate, which probably would go a long way to maybe buying some of these gifts.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the contest does end on December 24th, and the winner is chosen on January 7th. So it's a little bit a ways from after the
But they
holidays.
still have another week to get involved.
Exactly.
With it.
So while you go do your holiday shopping at Scarborough Town Center, you just snap a photo at our holiday market, which is a really unique indoor Christmas market on until December 24th, or you take a photo at Planet Santa and you just share that online with us using the hashtag, and you're automatically entered to win the $500 STC gift card. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, how busy? Because I know the Santa thing is incredibly popular, and I think if someone's not done it before, maybe it's their first little ones, and Dave's been through it with his girls. Some like it. Some, maybe. I think Marissa's first time wasn't as exciting as you'd hope.
But you know what? The tears are actually a pretty good picture.
They are. I mean,
and it goes away in 30 seconds, right?
You can blackmail your kids with them later on. We actually have the largest Planet Santa set in the GTA.
Wow, yep.
So it's a really amazing experience for the whole family. You get to go through Planet Santa, see where where he is at right now, how many wishes he's going to be granting this year. And then at the end of the line, you get to meet the real Santa, and he is actually from the North Pole.
The real Santa.
The real Santa is at Scarborough Town Center. Yes.
Okay, this is a silly question, but the busyness of the mall, obviously Scarborough Town Center, arguably the best mall in the city.
Absolutely.
Is there a down period that it may not be as busy? Can people sneak?
Oh.
You know what I
Good
mean?
luck with that. Yeah, it's tough.
Like for example, tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, it's going to be jam packed.
We actually have a complimentary coat and parcel check, so that just makes it a little bit easier and more comfortable for you by going in, checking your coat and parcels and any items that you might have, so you can carry more bags, of course, and do it in a very, comfortable setting. We also have gift wrap available through Amex Cobalt Place, and all proceeds from that actually benefit Epilepsy Toronto.
Yeah, see, we actually represent
He's
Epilepsy
actually
Canada.
the Canadian spokesperson for
amazing.
So we got to make sure that
Yeah.
we do that. That's wonderful. We just had John Ryan, the punter for the Seattle Seahawks, donate his cleats
Oh my gosh.
to
That's
Epilepsy
amazing.
Canada. So we
raised a
appreciate
lot of
that.
money for it.
Yeah.
Our good friends at DKI or CRCS in Durham. That's the Douglas boys.
Yep.
They support Epilepsy Durham as well.
They're very
So,
close
yes.
to our hearts, and we actually, every year for our gift wrap, all proceeds always benefit Epilepsy Toronto. And they're a great partner to work with, and we just love what they do.
Sentia, could you tell us about? I'm just reading some notes here. I want to make sure I get to with you guys. There is in-mall guidance and gift advice from a Style Angel. Can you tell us what the
Yeah.
Style Angel does?
Russell was he underlined that Style
Oh, he
Angel.
did.
I don't think he also got confused with the pocket drone. It also wasn't what he was hoping for.
How does that work?
We actually work with Mandy Furness of Sparkle Shining Love. She is a really great influencer. She actually did create one of our gift guides for us to outline items that are perfect for everyone, and these are some of the items that she had included. Unfortunately, the last day is tomorrow, but we do still have a couple spots open, and they're 2 hours long, and she basically really gets to know you and takes you shopping to find the perfect outfit or the perfect gift for anyone.
Now, finally, we've talked about some brand names that guys can kind of lean on a little bit because they feel. Now, I see that there's something from Clinique.
Yes.
And that tends to be a home run no matter what you do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think if you have university-age daughters, daughters in high school, any young adult woman will love anything from Sephora. So whether it's makeup or skincare, like this really beautiful Clinique set, which is a really good introduction into really good skincare routine.
Right.
This would be a major hit for them. You can find it at Sephora, which actually just renovated, and right now we have a flagship Sephora at Scarborough Town Center.
Wow.
So huge store, lots of great options like this Clinique skincare set that you can find there.
Right.
Well, you have another question?
Hours of operation, are they extended this last week? Because we're kind of down to the nitty-gritty.
Yes.
We're down to the last weekend.
Yep,
basically.
and we understand shopping needs for our customers, so we are actually open until 10 p.m. every day, Monday to Saturday, and we're open until 8 p.m. on Sunday. And that's extended shopping hours for you as much as you can get. We open at 9 Monday to Saturday, and we open at 10 on Sundays.
So you can get in most of the football games on Sunday because the extended hours, you can go in between then get the night game as well just because of the hours. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and we actually have a really unique holiday market inside the inside Scarborough Town Center. So similar to the Christmas market, which is outdoors, can be a little bit uncomfortable. This indoor holiday market actually features 30 local artisans. So they have handcrafted items. They're all local to Toronto, and we really love supporting small businesses.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you can find really cute items like this teacup over here, which also doubles as a candle, as you can see. And then afterwards, you get a really nice tea set.
That's true, eh?
Teacup and saucer.
Once the candle is done.
Exactly. And then you have this really cute little home accent, anything to make your house a little bit prettier. It's a succulent. It does not take a lot of, time to care for. All you have to do is water it once a month. So anyone, even with a black thumb, can actually keep this alive and make it grow. And it's really beautiful. It's actually a handmade. So the pots are handmade by the vendors, and they put the succulents in. It's really, really great.
So once again, very busy time and almost anything you can do, you're going to get it all done under one roof. I don't know if it'd be done in one day because that's sometimes not even possible, but at the Scarborough Town Center, you're going to find everything you need. Sanchia, thanks so much for coming in today. Really appreciate
Great
it.
seeing you, Sanchia.
Thank you so much for having us.
And Iris, who's hiding in the corner. Just because you went to Dwyer and Oshawa doesn't mean you have to hide. I'm just saying, be proud. Be proud of it. And you're from Poshawa anyway. You're from Poshawa. You're not from the Schwa. As we head out on the other side, we're going to take a look at a bunch of pics as well. But why don't we, Russell, just take a look one more time at the video that the Scarborough Town Center has put out of all the things that you can do during wintertime. And what you're going to see, if you're watching once again on camera, is a lot of the places that you can go and eat because they're fantastic. This, to me, is the brand new Scarborough Town Center. And there you have it, the Scarborough Town Center. Once again, and Sanchia and Iris coming in and giving you some ideas in case you have none, which I think, speaking on behalf of a lot of men, that is very common that there would that there would be a lack of ideas. Once again, lingerie seems like a good idea, but it's not as good as you think. Watching and listening to ronmickrichards.com, both on the website and, of course, on our dedicated YouTube channel. we'll come up with a bunch of our picks here just shortly as we will go through all of them. I think even Victor's got his as well. The one thing that I can't do, which is I'm going to have to figure a way around this to get it out there. But NCAA basketball, I can only, because of when this airs, Dave, I can only literally get the games of the day because there's so many. It's like hockey. You can't really take a look at that game the following night that you might be in love with simply because there might be, there's not numbers for it. I don't know. Because there are some great matchups and they only have people like, why are you so jacked up about NCAA basketball? Well, unlike NFL, which has a specific number of games, and you may not like the matchups, college basketball on a Saturday has, I think it's around 250,000 games in that day. So you're going to see some matchups, and there's a couple that I have, I believe, coming up that you're going to like. They're huge numbers, but there's a reason for it. So I'm going to have to figure out a way on how to get around that. But for now, when I'm making these picks, it's going to have to be Friday games.
Fair enough.
And there are a couple. I just wish I could get to some more of them. But we'll do that also coming up. So, Russell, moving, do we want to continue on?
Yeah, keep on.
Okay. We've just got, once again, some hilarious technical issues. So what should we do first? Do we want to have Victor Newman, I guess, is he, just sort of bouncing around here with the various computer issues that we seem to be having here this morning. And where did that go? I think it's I think the limousine is coming up.
Okay, yeah, let's get to it. Limousine's pulling up, and of course, straight from the set of The Young and the Restless, it's Mr. Victor Newman with his passionate picks, his passionate football picks, right here on RonMikeRichards.com.
Well. I want to say something to you. You had some damn lovely girls in here just moments ago. So now I know that Sanjia is waiting outside for me.
She is, eh?
There's something that people do not know.
What's that?
That she has been my mistress for the last 17 years.
17 years?
Might be a little upsetting for some people. Now that I mentioned that age, I'm just saying. Also, Iris is very lovely as well.
Yeah, she is, absolutely.
I met her at the prom in Oshawa, Paul Dwyer.
Oh,
My son Nicholas was going to the school, and I couldn't help but notice her.
oh, interesting.
Once again, I think the age category might be inappropriate. I'm just saying I'm damn Victor Newman, all right? I know what the hell I'm doing. People shut the hell up.
Are you going to be shopping at the Scarborough Town Center after this?
David, I own the damn Scarborough Town Center.
Oh,
all right?
that's
It's
my
at Newman
mistake.
Enterprises. That's why
very-
you see Jabot on the first floor.
Oh,
If you're going to get cosmetics, just don't go see Jack Abbott.
Ah,
Here's what we're going to do this weekend, taking a look at the Premiership. It is Arsenal versus Newcastle. Don't worry about what the score is going to be. Safe to assume that the Gunners are going to score in both halves. That pays a 173. Also, Watford's going to play Huddersfield. I know what you're saying to yourself. Where the hell is that?
I don't know where that is.
No one cares because Watford's going to win, David.
Okay.
It comes to the bowl games, including the Las Vegas Bowl. Here's what you're going to do. Take Oregon minus 6.5, all right? So that is against Boise State, which is ridiculous. They're the ones who have the damn blue turf.
Yes.
They call it Smurf turf.
Yes.
It's idiot turf is what it is.
It is, eh?
Bunch of inbred bohunks out there getting excited because your grass is blue. Finally, Carolina minus 2.5 in the NFL, David. I do not care who's playing for Green Bay. They've played some teams tough, but those teams have played terrible. You have to look at the trend on teams who are playing better. And even though you may not like Cam can dab. Do you see what I'm doing, David?
Oh, that's good.
And he's a good friend of mine. You know damn well. I go to
That's right.
Carolina Panther games all the time. Minus 2.5 pays a 182. And finally, Atlanta at Tampa Bay at minus 6. That's a goddamn easy one, all right?
Okay.
I am taking my daughter Victoria to that game, as well as Sanchia and Iris.
Oh, wow.
You do not want to know what's going to happen there.
Now
all
you're going
right?
to watch football, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Back to you, David. I'm
Then-
Victor Newman. You got that?
Thank you very much. Victor Newman joins us once a week to talk football, among other things. And the things you'll learn from Victor, Mike. He owns the Scarborough Town Center. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think some of those things, quite frankly, were upsetting.
Yeah.
In light of what has gone on in the last 4 weeks, I don't know if any of that stuff was appropriate. So what? That's why we're on the internet. We don't care. Actually, we probably have to care as well, but thanks to, once again, the girls from the Scarborough Town Center.
Yeah,
We appreciate that.
Awesome.
So what do we do next, Russell? We're moving right along here. We are on fire right now, aren't we?
Yeah, let's.
Is
do
everything
this.
working? I mean,
Yeah, everything's
okay.
up.
We got to
Yeah.
cross our thumbs because
We had a
last
little
week.
bit of a hiccup, but that's these things happen. Right?
Here come the parade of picks. Let's hope this one works.
And now it's time for Mike Richards' sexy picks of gold sex.
I love gold.
Brought to you by Sports Interaction, Canada's online sports book.
Okay. And by the way, speaking of Sports Interaction,
Yes.
thank you to Stephen Rapp for the exclusive bottle of Crown Royal that I got.
I know.
That was very
That was
nice.
very fancy.
Yeah.
Stephen Rapp usually doesn't do much more than like send out Diet Cokes.
Well, do you think he paid for it?
No, he didn't.
No, I don't think so either. Okay. So let's get to some of those picks. Let's talk about Crichton. Okay, here's I got to pick the games that are available on the Friday. So Crichton is favored over Middle Eastern Shore. Or sorry, that's Maryland Eastern Shore by 35 points.
That's it, eh?
It's like Maryland Eastern Shore. Trust me, this is a real school. This game won't be close. Actually, the Blue Jays, which is what they're called, play very well. I'd love to see a better line. Phil Gray. But apparently I'm not getting it.
No.
And I can't even tease it, Phil Gray. So I'm going to take the minus 35.
Thanks, Phil Gray.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, did I say Phil
yeah,
Gray?
I think they're going to cover it anyway. Looking at South Dakota, those are the Jackrabbits at Colorado. Colorado minus 3.5 on their home court. South Dakota plays very well, but not good enough. And I think on a small number like that, minus 3.5, I'm digging it. I'm going to take Colorado at home. That is today. You've got to know those games are tonight. Taking a look at Oregon and Boise State. Once again, it's a bowl game. This is the Las Vegas Bowl. And with the bowl games, it's a little tricky, Dave. You have to figure out who's there and why. So if you were hoping to go to a big bowl game and you're playing the, I don't know, GoDaddy or the Roto-Rooter Bowl or whatever it happens to be, sometimes the guys just can't get up for it and they get blown out. Oregon had a disappointing season, but the quarterback came in at the end of it, their starting guy, and started rolling on people. I'm not going to be surprised with the way these two teams play. I'm going to take the over. It's 61.5. These teams might get to it by halftime. So I'm going to take the over. In the NFL, I'm sticking with Victor. I'm going with Carolina minus 2.5. I think even if Aaron Rodgers comes back under a field goal, the way that the Panthers play, and don't forget about the defense.
Yep.
Carolina's defense, right, Dave? So on a field goal, I'm taking that. And I'm on the Garoppolo
Good.
train.
Welcome aboard.
It's minus
Undefeated in the NFL.
-1 against a Tennessee team that, quite frankly, just take a knee.
Thank you.
Just call it over. So those are my picks. It is 22 times your money if you take those things, and that is my golden picks of sex gold or close, something to that. I'm a little worked up only because you know what's coming, everyone. I shouldn't have said it that way either. Here we go.
It's Friday, and you know what that means. A little full play
Uh-oh.
with Dave Bastel.
Girls were just here.
He gonna give you some full play you won't forget.
That's for sure.
Brought to you by Sports Interaction, Canada's online sports book. Give it something to me, big sexy.
That's me. That's me. Okay,
big
four
sexy.
plays for everybody listening for a first time. 4-play are my 4 NFL picks. Okay, come on now. First off, let's start off with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. I like the Chargers in this one, guys. I like the Chargers. You give away 1 point. I think they're the better team. I think they're going to win that West Division. Go Chargers, go. I got them -1. Philadelphia at the Giants. The Eagles are favored by 7.5, but don't have Carson Wentz at quarterback, the MVP candidate. So I'm going Giants plus the 7.5 points. I think it's going to be close. It's in New York. Eli Manning has to play for something. Keep it tight. Take the Giants plus the 7.5 points. Speaking of keeping it tight, Baltimore's in Cleveland. Cleveland came this close 2 consecutive weeks. You get 7.5 points and the Browns in this game. I like the Cleveland Browns to cover the number. So
Oh, my
get
goodness.
the 7.5 points and the Browns. I don't think they win, but it's going to be closer than you think. Speaking of closer than you think, The Rams are underdogs in Seattle. Seattle's a pretty decent team. The defense is still hurting, though. You get the Rams and 2.5 points. I think they're the better team. I think they have the better quarterback as far as throwing the ball downfield. I think they have the better running attack as far as Todd Gurley is concerned. Take the Rams plus the 2.5 points. Finally, extra. I'm losing it here. Take the New England Patriots minus 3 points. New England will not lose back-to-back games like they embarrassed themselves on Monday night against the Dolphins. New England goes to Pittsburgh and wins. You have to give 3 points, though, so I like the Patriots to win. In fact, I'm on board with Clark Judge. We had him on Tuesday. They will win outright. So they will win the next 3 games. It includes the Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh on Sunday. It's the game of the week. New England wins the game.
You know what I think is interesting?
Yes.
Is that we did such a wonderful, wholesome breakdown of what people should buy at the Scarborough Town Center with 2 fantastic ladies who came in there.
Yes.
Now they are staring at the show.
I know, and they're rolling their eyes.
And going,
they're
what is this?
What?
It's like a scene from Deuce. All of a sudden, this thing. And, of course, to make it even more uncomfortable, it is now time for Russell Graham's Happy Endings.
There we go. Happy endings.
All right, Russell, what do you got? It's all hockey, right? Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
All right, there we go. All hockey, but just 1 game because all the lines were closed except the 1 game. So,
come on.
Phil Gray, you stink.
Bill Gray
so
sucks.
LA Kings versus the New York Rangers. I'm taking LA as the outright winner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like it.
Also taking the under 5.5. You got Lundqvist and Quick in net, most likely.
Interesting, yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a goalie battle, so I'm taking the under 5.5. And I'm also taking the New York Rangers to score first tonight.
You think they lose, but they score first?
Yes.
Oh, you sly fox.
What
you.
is that kind of research?
Yeah, exactly. That's like throwing the ball up in the air and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't on your card, but tell me who wins tonight between the Maple Leafs and Red Wings.
I think the Leafs bounce back and
Of
beat
course
the Wings.
they do.
Oh, baby.
I'm a little
should,
worried
though, right?
with
They
the-
should.
They should. McElhaney, I'm sure, will be getting the start again on
Yes.
the back-to-back tonight.
Jimmy Howard expected in the Red Wings net, by the way.
Yeah, so I think the Leafs will be able to bounce back. Like I said, I didn't see much of the game last night. Heard it wasn't great at all.
Just Lewis Black was on. He thought it was fantastic.
You heard it right.
So hoping for a bounce-back game tonight for them, and I think they'll come out with the 2 points.
Okay, by the way, just quickly I want to throw out there, thanks so much for the messages on Twitter yesterday. There was a whole bunch of them and a lot of guys that we'd worked with that we're still close to. And don't get that confused either. I mean, companies do what companies are going to do, but generally the people that we have always worked with, we've always stayed close. So some kind message by Darren Dreger yesterday, Rod Smith, our good buddy John Derringer, just so many to name, just because I had yet another, what would I call it, a procedure yesterday to get me closer to getting rid of the ostomy bag. So Sunnybrook did an amazing job, and this was the first kind of positive news that was that positive that I've had, Dave, probably in a year and a half.
Yeah, that is good news.
So we're thrilled, and that's so in terms of Christmas gifts,
Yes.
that's mine.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. So I was really happy about that, thrilled to have that yesterday, and the outpouring was amazing. Now, when we take a look at next week, we're assuming John Gallagher, who's written a book,
Yes.
his life
He'll
and
join
the
us in
craziness of it,
studio.
and so it will be that's the insane day.
Phil Gray is going
Yeah.
to be joining us next week as well. And a couple little other surprises along the way. I'll keep you posted on that. We just got to confirm some dates. But next week, 4 shows before we call it a Christmas holiday, and we'll be back, of course, that first week of January.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, folks, including my son. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
What?
They're off again?
We just become best friends? Yep.
Yep.
You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. It's time!
Would like to thank Sanchia and Iris coming in from the Scarborough Town Center. Once again, if you use that hashtag, you get a chance for a 5 and a selfie.
Yep, selfie. Got another week to go. A $500 gift certificate, and you got to use that Scarborough Town Center hashtag that will tweet along with the show because I don't want to mess it up exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a longer one, but definitely worth it.
How about that pocket drone?
The pocket drone's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And by the way, it has nothing to do with Matt Lauer, so
No.
don't yell at me. It's not my fault. Sounds pretty cool. Have yourself a great weekend. I hope the tree is now decorated.
Yes.
We're now at that time.
Yes.
Don't ruin Christmas. Those spotlights too. Ugh.